Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. We're diving into the strangest, most mysterious corners of the web, places most people don't even know exist. That's right, we're talking about the hard-to-find stuff. The stuff that's been lost, forgotten, or buried so deep it's practically mythical. It's like treasure hunting, except the treasure might just be a snippet of code, a long-lost piece of history, or an ancient piece of tech. So grab your virtual shovels, because this is going to be a wild ride. You know how it starts. You're browsing your usual sites, and then you find a link. That link leads to a forum you've never seen before. Suddenly you're on a page that looks like it's straight out of 1999. No fancy graphics, no glossy images, just lines of text, cryptic usernames, and a strange energy in the air. It's quiet, but not the calm kind of quiet. It's that you shouldn't be here quiet. But we're not turning back. Nope. We're pressing forward. The first thing we stumble across is this obscure collection of old operating system builds. I'm not talking Windows 95 or something you might actually remember. I'm talking about operating systems that never made it out of development, ones that died before they ever saw the light of day. And here they are, sitting in an unassuming directory. The people who maintain this stuff? They don't chat. They don't explain. They just leave it there, as if they're daring you to download it. So naturally, we did. Once you open these files, it's like stepping into a time machine. You can see the world through the eyes of developers from decades ago. It's all broken, half-finished, and riddled with bugs, but that's the charm. This is what could have been. This is what was never meant to be. It's thrilling in the nerdiest way possible. Now, the deeper you dig, the weirder it gets. Hidden in some forgotten FTP server, we found what could only be described as a digital curiosity shop. There were unlabeled zip files, strange X programs that didn't do what they were supposed to, and some bizarre documents written in a mix of old programming languages and something that looked like poetry. Yeah, you heard me, programming poetry. One file just printed the cycle repeats over and over again in an increasingly frantic loop. Was it a glitch? Was it intentional? We'll never know, and that's what makes it awesome. At this point, you're probably wondering, what's the point of all this? And honestly, I'm wondering that too. But here's the thing, sometimes the journey is the reward. Sometimes just finding something that almost nobody else has seen, that feeling of being one of the few, the brave, the curious, that's what makes it all worthwhile. Plus, there's always the chance you'll stumble on something truly groundbreaking. Like, what if we found a long-lost AI experiment? Or an old encryption key that unlocks some hidden piece of digital history? The possibilities are endless. Speaking of AI, we did stumble across something that looked like a prototype chatbot from the early 2000s. It wasn't like today's polished chatbots. This thing was raw. You could tell the developers were still figuring out how to make it respond in a semi-coherent way. But you know what? It kind of had a personality. It was quirky, sometimes nonsensical, and other times it would spit out a line that made you think, whoa, that's actually deep. We spent way too much time talking to it. I mean, who wouldn't? It's not every day you get to interact with a piece of technology that time forgot. And then we found something that truly blew our minds, an old, hidden archive of digital artwork. This wasn't like browsing DeviantArt or a modern image board. These were pieces made by anonymous creators, uploaded to long-gone servers, and left behind as the sites shut down. Some of it was stunning, pixel art that looked like it belonged in a museum, ASCII drawings that told entire stories, and experimental 3D renders that seemed years ahead of their time. It was like discovering an ancient cave full of paintings, except the cave was a server directory, and the paintings were bits and bytes. We spent hours just scrolling, marveling at what people had created and then left to fade into obscurity. One of the highlights was a series of animated GIFs from the early days of the internet. They were glorious and janky, but there was a charm to them that you just don't see anymore. It was like watching history in motion. You could feel the excitement of those early creators, experimenting with what was then cutting-edge technology. They weren't making these animations for likes or shares, they were making them because it was new and exciting. And here they were, preserved like digital fossils. By now, you're probably wondering if we've stumbled onto anything truly mind-blowing. And the answer is, sort of. What we've found isn't earth-shattering in the traditional sense. We didn't uncover a government conspiracy or find a map to a hidden treasure. But what we did find is a different kind of treasure, a reminder of the internet's weird, wonderful history. A reminder that the web wasn't always about algorithms, ads, and influencers. It used to be a wild frontier, full of strange, wonderful things that people created just for the sake of creating. This journey down the rabbit hole also made us appreciate how far we've come. It's easy to get caught up in the shiny new tech, the latest apps, and the hottest trends. But when you look back at where it all started, you realize just how incredible it is that we've gotten this far. And you also realize that there's still so much to discover, so much to learn from those who came before us. So what's next? Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe we'll dig even deeper. Maybe we'll find another digital relic that makes us scratch our heads and wonder, what were they thinking? Or maybe we'll just keep exploring, not looking for anything in particular, but ready to be surprised. After all, the internet is a big place. There's always something new, or something old, waiting to be found. In the meantime, let's keep the spirit of curiosity alive. Let's remember that the best discoveries often come when you least expect them. And let's keep searching, not just for what's out there, but for the stories behind it. Because at the end of the day, that's what really makes this journey worth it, the stories, the history, and the thrill of the hunt. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, keep exploring, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.